body is designed in such an intricate, incredible way that it starts healing itself. And to experience that, to just get a taste of that in a small way, will be motivation to carry on making small changes. And that's the thing, is to do small changes. I can't just cold turkey stop something. I need to understand why. I need to see the benefits in it. I want to experience the benefits. And so if you sometimes make one big change, it's not always sustainable, and then it's easy to just slip back into your old ways. But if you make small changes, it becomes attainable, it becomes something that you can cope with, and then you can make another change, and before you know it, you've built on that, and then you're able to do a long fast or whatever you're feeling impressed to do. So I definitely want to challenge people to try fasting just one day. Just one day. See what it's like. Grab a friend to do it with you. It's always better if you have a buddy in crime to help you through it. But don't stop moving. Don't think you're going to die not having food for a day. You can go without food for a very long time. I'm Jeannie. I come from Hoogland, Limpopo, which is near the Kruger Park, and I run a health shop there, a plant-based health shop, which is very unusual for an area that's rysvleis en aardappels. I love what I do. It's amazing. From the health shop, we have a manufacturing kitchen, we've got a cooking school. Love everything about it. Just sometimes there's too much of what I love doing. I trained a little bit overseas where I did plant-based chef, and we've dabbled in raw. We manufacture a lot of stuff that we're starting to get out to other people as well. We're super busy between manufacturing, between running the shop, placing orders, making payments, helping clients. You're just going all the time, non-stop. I love it, as I mentioned, but it is super engaging, and unfortunately boundaries are blurred because there's just so much to do. So we do work into the evening as well, but I do try to take time off when my hubby's around. But that's part of why I come here, is because I don't know how to set boundaries in our workspace. I come here obviously to just do a cleanse and a detox and a reset. I never used to look at the fasting ever. That wasn't an option when I first started here. But I needed to detox from anesthetics and stuff that I'd had. And the more I spent time here, the more I realized just this beautiful nature, the peace and the quiet, being able to do hydrotherapy, attending the lectures, just interacting with people, but on a slower note than what it is when you're back home. And I just find it incredibly healing, just finding that time to be quiet again. Fasting wasn't new to me. I used to fast as a kid when I was in high school. I lost a very dear friend, and on the anniversary of his death, I would spend the day fasting. It was the only way to get away from everyone because I was in boarding school, and I would go away and I would spend time with God, and I would just be quiet during meal times. And I found really a rich blessing in it spiritually. I think at that stage I didn't realize the health benefits of it. So then when I came here third or fourth time, we started talking about fasting again, and I just kept kicking against it for some reason. My husband started talking to me. He fasts 1 day a week, and it's so many benefits for him. So me working in a food factory makes it a little bit difficult to fast during the day. And one day we'd been listening to a lot on fasting, and one day I just felt impressed. Like I felt basically God was telling me, you need to do a fast, and it's 10 days. And when I broke the news to my family, they were all shocked because they knew that I was like kicking against it. So I just started 2 months in advance, started preparing mentally for it. And last year, May, I came and did a 10-day fast here at Hoogland. It was pretty easy the first few days. I was fine with not eating. I had enough energy. It was only later on in the fast, like day 4, that I started experiencing the most incredible back pain. That I woke poor Dr. Andre up at 2 one morning and said to him, I don't take drugs, but you got to give me something. And he said it happens to a few people when they fast. They're not totally sure why yet. But I just grit my teeth and bared it, if you want to put it that way. And I managed to get through the 10 days. I think back then it was more about the commitment that I'd made to do 10 days, not realizing all the benefits. The research I'd done before the time was good enough motivation to carry on, but I think it was more the commitment that I'd made, that I'd said to God, okay, I'm going to do this. And the benefits after that were incredible. I dropped a K every single day up until day 7. I'd lost 7 Ks and then I plateaued. And the advice was to stop the fast and restart again. And I just said, no, I'm doing this now and I'm done. So I put on some of the weight again, but I managed to keep 5 kilograms off, which for me was astounding. And through the months after that, I realized that my hormones had balanced out better. Now, when I had the hysterectomy, I didn't think, because I still had my ovaries, that it would be an issue. But it is an issue. If God puts something in your body and you take it out, something's going to change in your body. And so I didn't realize it. And even though I was fit and healthy at the time, I just kept putting on weight and I didn't understand. So by the time I started with natural hormone treatments, it took a lot longer. So after the fast, I found that my hormones are balanced. I managed to keep that weight off for several months after that. It was really incredible. I had a hip issue that we're not even sure where it came from. And with a long fast, it brings down inflammation. And I didn't have to go for an op or anything after that. It actually went away. That blew my mind. Then, obviously, skin and hair and energy levels. I find I don't set boundaries. And so I kind of wear myself out and I get to a point where I'm like at the verge of fatigue and burnout. And this was almost a fast reset to getting past the months of rehabilitating. Within 10 days, I really felt the difference and it continued. Coming to Hoogland, it's just an absolutely perfect situation because their food is separate. So you do smell it now and then, especially me, I've got a bit of a nose like a bloodhound. But you can avoid the temptation of food because obviously our minds, we're used to certain things. So that's a really good setup. The way they've done it, they've thought it through really well. There's many other people fasting, so you can kind of talk and encourage each other. You are in a setup where you can detox faster with all the hydrotherapy. So the whole cycle of exercise, hot, cold, rest, the massage as well. It's a really beneficial setup and it's very conducive for succeeding in doing a long fast. Without fail, there are 2 seminars I always go to, and I'm actually a bit of a nag bag when I'm here, and that's Abraham's cooking classes. I love it. Even if he repeats things, my memory's terrible, so it's always good I just love immersing myself in that environment and seeing how other people react as well, which is very much part of what I do, is being gentle with people and realizing that we're all in a different place. So, I might be plant-based and I'm used to eating semi-raw broccoli, but someone else comes along and they're like, that's not even food, I can't touch that. So it's very good to mingle with people from all different walks of life and see how they respond to the food. And just remember where we all are at. And Abram doesn't just teach the cooking, he actually gives health info in between as well, which is very helpful and beneficial. So I'm actually very studious in the class and I make notes and all that. So really, really good class to attend. And then I love Christine's aromatherapy class. She's been studying it for years, so she's very knowledgeable. So it's really amazing to be exposed to that. And again, I don't know how many classes I've been to, but I keep going and I keep making notes and I keep learning something new. And it's very hands-on and practical because you're smelling the different oils, and at the end you actually make something, which is amazing. And the same with Abram's class, you actually taste everything that you make, which I find, because I'm a self-teach classes, and it's very important for people to see, to smell, to touch, to taste, because it imprints on their mind a healthy attitude towards healthy food. Having this time to slow down and to reset and to realize that it's okay to put yourself first sometimes, not in a selfish way, but in a self-care way, because then you can build up your strength and you can be stronger to be there for other people as well. There is always a way. If you are convicted that something is right and you know logically, intellectually that it's the right thing to do, there is always a way to figure it out. And that's the mission I'm on now, is to figure out that way that makes me be able to sustain my energies and be positive and not fall flat again on my face where I have to end up here for a month.